Alright, following up on our look at War Thunder's subsonic jet problem in our last video, today we're taking a look at one of the most hit or miss jets in War Thunder, the AV-8B+. On paper, it's incredible, AMRAAMs, AIM-9Ms and strong CAS options. In the right match it dominates, but it's stuck at BR 13.0, so it's strong in 12.0 games, but it's completely outclassed at 14.0 by the Rafales and Typhoons. So let's break down why this jet is trapped in BR Limbo, and whether it's still worth flying in 2025. As always, let's start with a bit of real life history. The AV-8B+ is the final production variant of the second generation in the Harrier family, developed primarily for the US Marine Corps and introduced in the early 1990s. Unlike earlier Harriers, the Plus model included a full radar suite, the AN/APG-65, the same radar found in early FA-18 Hornets. It of course retained the Harrier's unique ability to take off and land vertically or from short runways, whilst improving the avionics, cockpit ergonomics and weapon integration. In combat roles, it served as a multi-role strike fighter, capable of both air-to-air and air-to-ground missions, and saw use in various conflicts. Now let's talk about how the AV-8B+ actually plays in War Thunder. It's powered by the Rolls-Royce Pegasus engine, just like the other Harriers. This gives you decent acceleration and you'll often be the first off the runway. However, it's still a subsonic jet. That means you top out around Mach 0.9 in level flight, and most jets at this BR will outrun you. Agility wise, it's solid. The AV-8B has decent turn rate, and can pull some surprising moves thanks to the thrust vectoring nozzles, but it does bleed speed. If you get dragged into a prolonged dogfight, you'll lose energy quickly, and become a sitting duck against some of the jets you can face, or third parties. But for the real reason that everyone flies this jet, it's the loadout. First up, you get 4 AIM-120A active radar guided missiles, also known as AMRAAMs. These weapons are your main advantage. They can be launched from beyond visual range with radar lock, and as they're active radar homing, they track their own targets after launch, under 16 km away. They do lack range slightly compared to some of the newer AMRAAM models in the game, but are still extremely powerful at 12.0 to 13.0 BR. Against the top tier jets at 14.0 though, you're likely to lose the radar fight, and your opponents will also have the advantage of launching their Fox 3s at a higher speed, giving their missiles a head start compared to yours. You can also carry 2 AIM-9M Sidewinders. These are high off-bore sight, flare-resistant infrared missiles. They are still a very strong missile in 2025, and give you a solid chance in dogfights, though unfortunately you don't have a HMD to pair with them, and they are not as manoeuvrable as the R-73. The AV-8B also has the GAU-12 equalizer. This is a 25mm rotary cannon mounted under the fuselage. It fires fast and hits hard, and is devastating in head-ons or for strafing runs of ground targets. It has 300 rounds of ammo, not the best, but it's a usable amount. And finally, as its strike loadout, this is where the AV-8B really shines in ground RB. It gets targeting pods with thermal sight, guided bombs, and a ballistic computer. It can deliver CAS with high precision. As for other equipment, it also has a decent amount of countermeasures, plus a modern radar warning receiver. You're not defenceless, but you do still have to be cautious. Now let's break down the pros and cons of the AV-8B+. First up for the pros. Firstly, we have the AMRAAMs at 13.0. This is one of the few jets that gets early access to Fox 3 missiles, and as a result, sits at BR 13.0. These give you a real advantage in downtiers, and you can still hold your own in an uptier. It has great close air support tools. The targeting pod, night vision, thermals and precision munitions make it great for CAS in ground RB. And also it has the hover capability. This capability gives you some creative options, especially for base captures or helipad landings in ground RB. Unfortunately, there are a number of cons for this jet. First up of course is the fact it is subsonic. In top tier matches, at 14.0 you're often outrun and outclassed by most other jets in the map. It has an inconsistent radar. The APG-65 isn't as reliable as the radars on true top tier fighters, and it's easier to notch and occasionally it's glitchy with radar lock. It's not a dedicated fighter. Whilst you can perform some impressive manoeuvres with your adjustable jets and flaps, the energy loss from these manoeuvres can get you killed against much more capable jets, particularly in an uptier. It does have a slightly limited missile count, with only 6 missiles in total. This means you can run dry quickly compared to some of the jets you can face. And finally of course is the awkward BR placement. It's too advanced for 12.0, but not really fast enough for 14.0, which can lead to some very inconsistent performances in matches, depending on whether you are up-tiered or down-tiered. With all of that in mind, here are some tips to help you get the most out of the AV-8B Plus in 2025. First would be to play smart with your AMRAAMs. Don't spam them early, use your radar intelligently, and try to avoid firing multiple missiles at longer ranges with track while scan, as the Harrier will only provide data link targeting for one missile, so the others will have to rely on their onboard radar. Try to keep your speed up. If you get too slow, it's likely you're going back to the hangar. Make use of your sensors. The radar and thermals give you good awareness. You can actually use the thermals to help spot and track some enemies. And finally, don't rely on dogfighting too much. You can of course win fights, but only if you're patient and opportunistic. Avoid 1v1s if you can, particularly in up-tier, as you will likely be third-partied. If you enjoy this style of breakdown, subscribing is the best way to see more. Let me know in the comments what jet or tactic you'd like covered next. So, is the AV-8B Plus worth grinding for and flying in 2025? If you're looking for a jet with unique gameplay options, it's a solid choice. You get access to AMRAAMs, AIM-9Ms and solid CAS options. If you're an existing Harrier enjoyer and simply want to have the Harrier with the most features and upgrades, then this may be for you, assuming you do enjoy the Fox 3 meta. It is unfortunately a jet that lives and dies by the matchmaker. In a down tier, it can feel very strong with its AMRAAMs, particularly against the 12.0 opponents, some of who do not even know how to defend against Fox 3 missiles. Flip side, in an up tier, you're slower than everything with a worse radar and only 6 missiles, but adding to a ground RB lineup, it is quite capable at its BR of 12.0 in ground matches. You can hit from range with a strong targeting pod and laser guided bombs, or even use the GPS guided variants for static targets like the new SPAAs. Overall, the AV-8B Plus is a unique but rewarding aircraft. It's not easy to use and it won't carry every match. It's fun when it works, frustrating when it doesn't, and is stuck in a BR range where you never really know what kind of match you're going to get. Let me know in the comments below, how is the AV-8B Plus working for you, or are you grinding towards it currently? And if you found this breakdown useful or entertaining, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss future videos. Thanks for watching.